Chodesh Tov. The month of Iyar has lots of different important Jewish events in it, but what really characterizes the overall mood of the month is Sfirat HaOmer. The Ramban explains that Sfirat HaOmer is a Chol HaMoed between Pesach and Shavuot, and we know from Pirkei Avot that we're meant to treat Chol HaMoed with an extra level of respect and dignity. Rashi and Melachim Aleph explains to us that Iyar is a month of the blooming of the flowers. This is a time period for rebirth. Rashi and Shir HaShirim explains to us that our wedding day with Hashem happens at Shavuot, at Matan Torah. The act of Yetziat Mitzrayim is the proposal. The whole time period of the Sfirat HaOmer, 7 weeks, this is our engagement. And then we have a wedding day at Matan Torah on Shavuot. And we know that a wedding day for a Chatan and Kala is Keneged Yom Kippur. They have a time for atonement of sins and for rebirth and reestablishment together. And how does one approach this time period? Well, of course, by going to the mikveh. The Shemei Shmuel explains that just as life can't be sustained underwater, when one immerses themselves in a mikveh, it is as though they are being reborn. The Sefer HaChinuch explains that the mikveh represents creation, in that before creation, the world was entirely water. And when one immerses themselves in the mikveh, it is as though they are being recreated anew. This is really what the mikveh serves to do. It is to reestablish and reconnect. We see this with a ger, how when they enter the mikveh, it is as though they're being born again anew, a Jew. And with a husband and wife, how when a wife goes to the mikveh, she's reestablishing intimacy for her and her husband. On the eve of their wedding, both the Chatan and Kala will go to the mikveh. The wife will count Shiva Nikiyim, these 7 days before the mikveh, where she will prepare herself. The Or HaChaim tells us that these 7 weeks that we're going through now of Sfirat HaOmer are Keneged Shiva Nikiyim. 7 days would not have been enough to rid ourselves of the Tumah of Mitzrayim, so in its place, 7 weeks were established. Of course, preparing for the wedding day with Hashem is so important. 7 weeks were needed in place of 7 days. Rav Hirsch, who follows the opinion that Matan Torah actually happened the day after Shavuot, explains to us that what are we celebrating on Shavuot? We're celebrating a time that we were actually ready to marry Hashem. We were finally ready. This was our mikveh day. That's what the big celebration of Shavuot is. So during this time period of Sfirat HaOmer, we must embrace what Iyar is, a time period of the blooming of the flowers, and look upon the flowers and recognize that rebirth is upon us, and take advantage of this in order to prepare for our wedding with Hashem.